Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Thursday's weekly Aksys stream. My name is Sammy, and we got a pretty special one today. Happy Olympia Soirée release, everybody! Woo! And of
Ooh.
course, anytime we have a brand new Otome game for everybody to enjoy, we have to bring the one and only, the legend, Ann Lee. How's it going?
The legend.
The
Oh my
legend!
goodness.
It's not a proper unboxing, because I think a proper unboxing is supposed to be wrestling with the packaging. Uh, I tapered all of my packaging just slightly. Uh, like I made little holes and stuff where my thumbs can go, so I could peel it apart faster.
Wow, that is smart. I would
No,
just say,
no,
are you
it's
gonna
not.
wrestle with that plastic? Because I would.
No, it's frightening. You remember when you were a kid, like you got your game, you were so excited
Yep.
for it. You're like holding it in your hand like this. You're like, I can't wait to play it. And you're like wrestling with the packaging and it's endlessly frustrating. I just want to get to the CD. Mom, please open this for me. Mom, get the scissors. That's how
So, are you saying that's not you now too?
No, no, I am an adult, so I can get the scissors myself.
You get your own scissors.
Yeah, everything is gorgeous about this game. It's insane. All right, so I'm gonna load up the first bit. This is the part with that gets introduced to where Olympia gets introduced to all of the leaders.
Oh, but this lady, Shiro, look at her fan. She is so decked out.
Oh yeah, she is extra. It's great. She had recently played something that I really liked. She was Toru's mom in the remake of Fruits Basket. That's what it was.
Oh, there are so many Fruits Basket people in this one.
Yeah, because it's great. And then I believe Barry also in chat mentioned this is Hayami Sho, who is very infamous for playing very sociopaths. He plays like he has such a wide range though. He's played just a tremendous amount of characters, but somehow is especially good at playing like that sociopathic character. Very famous for playing Aizen in Bleach. Yeah, see, people are just like naming animes that I've talked about on stream. Thanks everybody. Just out me. I appreciate it. Yeah, the colors are just gorgeous. It's amazing that you can use like basically the majority of a single color with like this red, blue, or yellow and still make something look so different and vibrant as they did.
Yeah, red kind of got screwed. First blood and land, like thanks, I guess.
Yeah,
and special power.
And the characters actually don't say like they don't hide it either. They're just like, this kind of sucks. You guys get cool powers, and I get cursed earth. Yeah, the lip flap animations actually do so much. It's great. Like it's so little, but like the blinking and the lip animations like just add a little bit of extra for me.
Yeah, it's really subtle. Like I remember when I first played the game, I was like, wait, did their lips move? Like I didn't realize at first. I was like, what was that? And then I kept pressing. I was like, yeah, they're moving. Like I didn't. It's so subtle. It's not like, you know, really overstated. It's just a really nice touch, I think.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw Olympia blink. I was like, wait, what? Am I crazy?
Submit it to, what is it, VGA Advisor, you know, these video game advisor posts. Wise words, Shiro.
Oh, man. And then Jigen comes in here and he's like, not all men. I'm like, all right, bro,
not all men.
Thanks.
Yep. Thanks, GM.
Did I mess up and accidentally save? I totally did just accidentally save over the part that I was supposed to go to. I am such a moron. Are you serious?
Oh no.
I am such a moron!
Yeah, you gotta keep everybody on their toes, Sammy.
Why? Why am I like this?
Generally, like the setting is very much a sort of, not overtly Japanese inspired. Like you've got a Tori kind of structure in the background here, but like the houses and things, like they don't really scream like this is, modeled after Japan. So there's really interesting ways that they incorporate different stuff. I mean, you've got like these benches and street lamps that look like, Europe or something. I don't know.
It's like you can't pinpoint exactly where anything is supposed to be or what's going to show up or like, what the technology is of the world. Like normally you can normally like even in fantasy, if you get like a period of time, you can sort of guess on what the technology is going to be in the world or what things are going to look like, right? Like if you get something that is modern versus like, let's say back in the 1600s, they sort of temper your expectations in a way that sort of gets you to expect certain things about the world. This one is like throws you for a loop in that way because of the way that the world works. It's like you kind of have to sort of take everything as you go along. But yeah, this is like really, really early on, but it sort of really shows her sort of relationship to the outside world, that nobody knows what she's actually looks like or how she's supposed to like interact with other people. And it's like largely because of like Doma and his overprotectiveness over her. So then she sort of creates a character for herself that is not her, which is really interesting because that trope of being sheltered up until a moment sort of usually comes out in a way where it's like, oh, look at this new world I get to explore and it's wonderful and everything's amazing. But like she kind of goes out to the world and the first thing she experiences is like passiveness from the world. Everybody doesn't know how to interact with her. Everybody's sort of like sees her as this like a priestess to such a level that like she wouldn't be able to possibly understand like the common person's plight sort of thing. A good point for Olympia to sort of explore herself, which is I think which has already been through the little bit that I've played has been a good part of the story.
Yeah, I think Olympia has some really interesting character development over the course of the game, and you get to see her grow as a person and come to understand the world, because even she doesn't really know or can't really see firsthand like how the different people of the different color clans are treated, how they interact with each other, how the world works outside of her little bubble with Ordoma. So when she comes out in the world, she's like, oh, so this is actually how everything is, and really questioning and thinking about how things are and why they are the way they are and what her role is in the world. And yeah, how people interact with her, because they, they revere her, but they're also scared of her. This guy wants to die for her. It's a lot. It's a lot for an 18-year-old woman who's never been outside before. Now, I was actually reading, I have some otome game magazines from Japan, and I was flipping through. They had an Olympia feature from like a year ago, but the artist Satoi was commenting on the different character designs, and she was saying that actually Akaza was the hardest for her to design because his outfit has so much black in it. She's like, I was trying to make like the black interesting and stand out from the different pieces of his clothing, but it's quite hard. I found that very interesting because I think his character is very striking. I quite like it.
Yeah, I think that the design really, and this like CG as well, sort of like really explains everything about the character, right? Like his sternness, he has got very, like, he's very obviously from like the red district, but the colors are very, very they're dark. They're like
more understated than the other characters.
It's just funny because when we get to the next character, he plays a very strong foil to this character. Like he's very much an opposite. Yes.
They're a good duo.
It's a great duo. I almost kind of wanted to, when I first got them together and I got my first like sort of set of interactions, I was like, I kind of really need like a buddy cop.
Yeah.
I need a buddy
Spin-off
cop
game of
anime.
them just like doing their doing their thing together.
Yeah, I was like, get a buddy cop of the anime of these two. I would be so excited. That is the majority of that introduction. Let me. Oh, I must press the wrong button. My bad. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. No, no, shh, don't jinx it. Okay. Watch this. Watching you become a better professional button pusher. Oh boy.
Ouch.
The things, the things that I have been labeled are never like, you know, guy who likes Otome games. It's always like person who talks about romance animes too much, or guy who can't press buttons too well, or, you know. I like Olympia quite a bit as a character. She's despite she could have been very timid, but
Yeah.
she's very much like a expressive character, which is great.
Yeah, a lot of folks have been mentioning Cardia from Code Realize in the chat. I do think she's very similar to her in that she sort of opens up very quickly and is like, okay, I'm going to take charge of my situation and assert myself and do what I want here and not just let these dudes walk all over me.
There you go. There he is.
The cat character says the doctor is in. I love that. Yes, hello, doctor.
I am not going to speak about any of the things that he's been in before because people make fun of me.
Oh.
You know what? No. You know what? No.
No, we're gonna talk about it.
You guys can't stop me.
Just like Olympia.
You guys can't stop me. He's if you guys have saying Watakoi, he's Kabakura. He's one of the main characters. And
oh yeah.
yes.
Yes, and he's Ragnar Boyzu. You should be all about the fighting game references, right? But yeah, Tomokazu Sugita is such an iconic voice actor, and that I played Kuraba's route first, and that was like the main reason. I was like, I love him. I must play this character. I like that we've got someone else that seems to be hitting on her, but much more respectful and sweet than Kuraba. This is a different method. Kuraba should take some notes here. Yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, that's Tsukuyomi. Everybody knows him.
Yeah, everybody sort of like just refers to him. They're like, oh, is he around? No. Oh, that's Tsukuyomi doing those things again. Like, but never being like, oh, this is why he does these things. So yeah, Yosuke becomes an interesting character because he seems like out of all the boys, they seem to be the most connected to Tsukuyomi. And so early on you're like, oh, this character has a certain amount of importance to Olympia specifically. Even though we just met him, he has a different amount of importance because he's attached to a character that Olympia trusts.
Yeah, and Yosuga is like running this bathhouse and everybody seems to respect him, you know, even though that he's in the underworld here is where all the, you know, undesirables go. We're going to learn very soon that like people will come from the above ground to go to this bathhouse specifically because, you know, they don't have anything cool like that upstairs, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the coolest bathhouse around.
Yeah, it's so cool that like it ends up being a backdrop for a lot of what I've played through so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this character ends up being very important so far, at least in the main story, like even outside of like just specific stuff. Like Kuraba will refer to him as like the most trustworthy person in Yomi, which is obviously him sort of speaking to the world here in terms of the world of Yomi, which is not only filled with very nice people but also with criminals and stuff like that. But also speaks to sort of, you know, Yosuke as a character. Oh yeah, Tokusada's design is incredible!
He's so cute! And he loves ice cream. I mean, what more could you want? A man who appreciates ice cream. He's adorable. Look at his little collar. Like, he's a...
Yeah, it's such a good
like,
design. Oh my god. Oh, by the way, I love this character's voice, Camila.
Yeah.
Very,
He's
very
adorable.
sweet.
And cute outfit too, like sort of maid inspired, but a bit of a kimono or yukata thing going on. Just really fun.
Yeah,
So cute.
She also, I haven't sort of figured out the entire explanation for this just yet, but she has this half and half design of red and black, and I'm interested to see why that is.
The only thing that whenever I see Tokisada like this, I'm like, what is he doing? He's with his hand. He's just got his hand in a fist, like he's like thumping his chest, like, yeah, bro, me. I don't know. I just can't imagine like what he's doing there. I always wondered about that one. Oh, here we go. Himuka. Now I can mention. So yeah, this voice actor who plays Himuka, Shun Horie, he is not really in a lot of like big name stuff, but I noticed that he plays the Japanese voice for the Traveler, so the Traveler character in Genshin Impact. So you can pick a male or female character, and he does the male one. I thought that was cool.
I do not play Genshin. Is that sort of like the main character?
Yeah, main character. So the player character you pick at the beginning, you can pick a male or female version, and he does the male version. You can change, like, so even if you download Genshin Impact, like on the US, PC version, you can switch between all the languages. So you've got English, Chinese, Korean, and Japanese. I think all in the base game. So you can just switch back and forth.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and he does the Japanese voice. So I thought that was cool. That's a pretty big role.
Yeah, he hasn't played a bunch of stuff that is like huge, but there's a lot of stuff that he's in that I really like. Like, he was a character in Akudama Drive. He was a character in Sarazanmai. He was a character in My Roommate is a Cat. In like, not like main characters, but like sort of very important characters in all of these. So he's Enta in Sarazanmai, and I loved all these shows like a lot. This is the character I picked entirely on color and literally no other reason. Yeah, that's great. But also recently, that he played Mahito, the patchwork character from Jujutsu Kaisen, which was he did such a good job with that voice. It's sort of like a very twisted character that likes to play with his enemies. And yes, also Yuki Soma from Fruits Basket.
And if you played older Aksys Otome games, he's Hino in Seven Scarlet.
I missed that in my notes. But yes, a very, very good voice actor.
I gotta say though, these characters, like, when I was playing through this, I was like, oh man, Riku's got such a stick up his butt. Like, he's like, really strict by the rules type characters. But I think there you'll see some scenes where, like, he is, he's like follows the rules, but he is kind and he cares about Olympia. So you kind of see spots where he like maybe steps away from that or deviates from that a little bit. Also, his favorite food is hamburgers. I just think everybody should know that.
It's important. It's important information for us. I agree. I also like hamburgers. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this stream. I hope you guys enjoy Olympia Soirée, as I have only been a couple hours in it and I'm already loving it to death, and I think I'm going to love it a little bit more as we go along. So remember, next time we're going to hopefully be done with the common route, so next time we'll be starting with one of the character intros or the character routes. Anything else, Anne?
I think that's it.
Okay.
You covered it all. Thanks again. Thanks, everybody. Yes, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Twitch. Everywhere I am Apricot Sushi.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Hope to see you guys next for the next Otome stream. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys as we go through more of this wonderful story. Until then, hope to see you guys next time. Take it easy.